You can be a more positive or negative person, that really doesn't matter. But if at some point you've probably seen all the benefits that positive thinking has, optimism has, that you can like change your mindset and have like a really positive mindset, and you see how many things you can accomplish in life through that, and you see a lot of other positive people and the amazing lives that they have, you might sometimes be thinking like, well, I've been meditating for like years, I've been doing yoga, I've been doing gratitude, I've been doing all of these things, but I still sometimes have negative thoughts. Why don't they go away? What can I do to fight them or to do something about them so that they stop existing? And I've seen a few videos on the topic, and I see people say like, no, you need to fight your negative thoughts. You need to fight them with more positivity and things like that. And I feel like that's just toxic positivity, and we're not going there. But there's a really easy way to just see your negative thoughts for what they are and to integrate them in you so that they stop affecting you as much as they do now. So what I started doing at some point when I was like, well, I can be like 99% of the time super positive, a super positive person, and just see things in life as like opportunities instead of obstacles and things like that. There will be moments, because this is just basic human experience, where like things are not linear. Things will go up and down, up and down, up and down. But because like without the ups, we wouldn't be able to experience the downs, and without the downs, we wouldn't be able to experience the ups. So everything, you need to see everything in life at the end of the day as necessary. So like positive thoughts are necessary, and they might be necessary to be like 90% of like your mindset. But the 10% resting there can be negative thoughts, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what I started doing that really helped me with like my negative thoughts, which is a very easy exercise, is that whenever you might be having like a really nice day, a really cool, positive, whatever, and then you just have this random thought of like, Ada, you're not good enough. You are not trying hard enough. You don't deserve this. Blah, 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 blah. When you start having these thoughts, you might start to like identify with them. And we all know the whole like, well, I am not my thoughts, I'm just the awareness behind it. And at the end of the day, you just decide if you want to identify with those thoughts or not. But my point goes a little bit further than that. And it's that instead of just seeing that thought as a random thought that's just there, try to give that thought a body and a voice. Because something that someone told me a long time ago was like, no, just give your negative thoughts a name of someone you really hate, and then just tell them like, oh, shut up, Patrice, or something like that, because you just really hate Patrice from work. And then you're like, well, I'm just going to call them Patrice and be like they're not part of me. But that's not it. That's not it. What you need to do is imagine yourself as a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, whatever you want, whatever you can recall. Close your eyes if you want. And imagine that little version of yourself telling you that. Don't see it as a thought, see it as you telling you that, like, you're not good enough, because obviously that thought comes from a belief that you have, and it's a belief that was formed at some point in your childhood. Doesn't really matter where it was formed, who formed it, we don't care. That's not really relevant to the situation at point now. I will tell you why. But when you see it from that point of view, and you see your little self as a child saying, you're not good enough, what are you going to do? Are you going to fight her? Are you going to scream at her? Are you going to tell her like to shut up? No, because she's a child and she's just coming at you with information, because that's something that she feels. So stop neglecting your negative thoughts and embrace them. Because something that I feel like I've never seen anyone talk about is that your negative thoughts are a part of you, and they're not a bad part about you. I don't know why we demonize negative thoughts as much as like, oh no, we need to be 100% positive all the time. It's not human to be negative. I know, to be positive like all the time. It's human to have ups and downs. Like without darkness, we wouldn't be able to see the light. So darkness is there to serve us, and we need to see darkness as that. So at the end of the day, what I'm asking you to do is like, when you see that little version of yourself telling you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this, you're not that, you just need to hug her and accept her and love her, just because she's there and because she's a part of you. Because at the end of the day, if you are neglecting your negative thoughts, what you're doing is not accepting a part of yourself that's there, that served you for a reason, that was there for a reason. We don't know exactly why it was there, maybe for survival, maybe because of trauma, whatever. It doesn't really matter why she was there and why those thoughts are there and why those beliefs are there. But those beliefs are part of you. And it's the same as like when you fall in love with someone, or like you have a friend and you really love that friend. Like imagine the person that you love the most in this world. You love all the good things that they have, but there's also a part of that person that you accept because you love them, but it's a part of them that's like negative, if you want to call it that, but you love it because you love the person. You know, you are like, well, this person is like amazing and I love them and this and this and that. Oh, but sometimes they drive me crazy when they're like impunctual, or they're not really good with like computers and I always have to help them, or whatever it is. but you still love that person with their flaws. So at the end of the day, your negative thoughts are kind of like your flaws, if you want to see it like that. I don't see them as flaws, I just see them as like a part of you. But like at the end of the day, what you need to do, or what you can do in order to just like have them as a part of you, is to stop seeing them as something negative. Just accept them, just love them, and just be like, okay, they are here. I don't need to interact with them. I don't need to kind of like make them my problem to be like, oh, I need to believe that I'm actually not good enough or anything like that. No, you can just accept them. You can just learn to live with them, because that's what you do with other people. No, you need to learn to live with that person, with like the good things and the bad things. And I'm not saying that the negative thoughts are like a bad thing, but there are something that people don't usually really like. But you can just learn to like really love your negative thoughts. And at some point in time, I do have to say that I learned to like have certain negative thoughts of mine that I just love, and I don't see them as bad anymore. Like, for example, I might have like a really good week, and then at some point maybe something happens. I'm going through a breakup. My boss fired me, something like that. And then I just go into this like really dark well of like, oh, you're not good enough, this and this and that, and all these like negative thoughts come up. And sometimes I decide of like, okay, I'm gonna like allow the darkness to surround me for like a few days, because that's what I need right now, because I want to process my emotions and this and this and that. And that's why I also don't like the idea that a lot of people have of like, oh, certain emotions are negative, like jealousy is negative, sadness is negative, anger is negative. All of these emotions are not negative. They're part of us. They're just a part of like going up and down, up and down. You cannot just be all the time up and never go down, because if you're always like this, you would not appreciate life as much as you do right now. So don't see your negative thoughts as something negative. Just see them as thoughts. They're just thoughts, and all of the thoughts that you have are part of you, like positive ones, the negative ones, the neutral ones, whatever it is. And if you start seeing everything as like a neutral thought, and you just accept all of them, even like the good ones and the bad ones, like, oh, I'm just the best person in the world, accept and love that thought. I'm the worst person in the world, also accept and love that thought, because they both deserve the same. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any other suggestions for other videos that you want me to do, leave them below as always, and I'll see you guys next time.